Before we start everything, please ask the Chinese Communist Party to immediately and unconditionally release the programming follower Ruan Xiaohuan. Though I know it's not even possible. Hi everyone, I'm Wu Tenghui from Jiang, Guangdong. I tried to read my script to the camera and found that it didn't work well. Usually I'm a person who neither likes to take photos nor look in the mirror. I feel that instead of forcing my face to show up to read my script dryly, I'd rather hand it over to the AI. Anyway, the avatar and the nickname are all me. I guarantee that the content sent out from this channel is my true feelings, and I'll also try to translate it into English. I am now in the United States. Recently I submitted Form I-589 to the Immigration Department of the U.S. government, that is, the form for applying for asylum. There are several kinds of asylum. I applied for political asylum. The reason is that I am going to open a YouTube channel to express some political dissent. So I am afraid of persecution back in my home country, which is a little bit similar to the ancient surrender of the name. By political dissent, I mean different political opinions, not just name-calling, insults and swearing, although that's kind of a way of expressing an attitude is all. Of course, I didn't open the channel just for the sake of shelter. I myself would walk the line to come to the United States, originally not for the sake of making money, but because I was very dissatisfied with what the Communist Party had done, and lived a very depressing life at home, and every time when I saw all kinds of news and events, I would be deeply despairing, because even just to raise a question would not be allowed. After 2 days of thinking, I realized that I could not say anything literal and long, and there was no way I could analyze it to the letter. Politics is indeed very complicated, but this does not mean that I do not have any opinions, so in the following, I would like to start from myself and tell in layman's terms the process by which I became a dissident. The reason why I was disgusted with the Communist Party was definitely related to the political content I saw on the extranet when I climbed over the wall. But I can't recall how I learned to climb over the wall at all. I got my first cell phone number in 14 years before I went to college, which my family got to make it easier for me to get in touch with them, and my cell phone was a Nokia 1100, which is what you would call it nowadays, an old man's cell phone. My first smartphone was a Redmi Note 4 grams, which had a removable battery. At that time, I did not know how to buy online. It was in the freshman group asked a senior to buy on behalf of him, gave him 50 labor fees. I still remember that the senior always used the avatar of an angry child with the nickname of Boredom.
After owning my own smartphone, I myself liked to toss the character of the study showed up, learned to brush their own machine, tried to brush, failed to become a brick, but also learned to save the brick. Smartphone installation software is convenient due to the free nature of the Android system. Meet those who need membership services software. You can go online to find a cracked version of the installation. It may be in this case, I came into contact with the blue light or SAI Feng. 2 can be used to break through the Great Firewall of China's internet, commonly known as the flip wall. Just when I was writing the copy, I searched in passing and saw a funny thing in the Wikipedia entry for Blue Lantern. It says that in early 2019, the Guangdong Province Police punished Blue Lantern users with a fine of RMB 1,000, while the same platform appeared in the same period of time for drug use, with the fine amounting to only 500 yuans. After learning to climb over the wall, I saw the vast free internet. I saw a lot of things that could not be seen inside the wall. The most shocking content, no more than the June 4th incident, also known as 8964. A more straightforward name is Tiananmen Massacre. This incident has been over 30 years. Today is still extremely sensitive. In the scope of my knowledge, there are 2 cases. The first is the official microblog of the Little Red Book, June 4th day, and the first is the official microblog of Little Red Book, which on the day of June 4th posted on its microblog asking, "What month is today?" The first was the official microblog of Xiao Hongshu, which on the day of June 4th posted on its microblog asking, "What is the date of today?" The post was immediately deleted, the microblog account suspended and rumored to have been investigated by the Office of Net Information. The second was Lee Hyaki, a live-streaming bandwagon internet celebrity with hundreds of millions of followers, who took out a piece of cake in the shape of a tank during a live broadcast on the night of June 3, and it wasn't long before the broadcast was cut off. He directly disappeared from the internet for more than 3 months as a result. A large number of uninformed netizens instead learned about the 4 June incident as a result, which can only be described as a desire to cover up the truth. As I like to toss and explore, a lot of things rely on search. The most used is Baidu. 16 years of the outbreak of the WEI Zexi incident, the culprit is Baidu's bottomless bidding ads. Behind the scene also involves the military background of the armed police Beijing General Brigade No. 2 Hospital, plus Baidu posting bar off and swallow posting. I hate Baidu, an internet portal is so filthy, but also Google was forced to withdraw from China's direct beneficiaries. Since then, for many years, I would rather slow down a little bit to insist on the use of Google search rather than Baidu.
My dissatisfaction with the Communist Party's rule is certainly not just due to these events. In a free world, most young people are usually politically apathetic because politics is too complicated and full of disputes, and people usually only care about what they see in front of them. But in China, if you don't care about politics, politics will approach you in a different way. For example, many people can feel the censorship of speech, posting bar, microblogging, jittery voice, QQ, and WeChat, not to mention the news sites, where the slightest carelessness in speech can lead to deletion of postings, blocking, or even more so, or talk to the police station. I like to play games, watch anime. Game industry creators have Wearing Shackles dancing summary and anime implementation of the first review after broadcast system. Not only affects the majority of domestic video sites, and even on the Japanese animation producers have had an impact. Behind these recreational censorship and the lack of grading system is related, but this would be too long, let's not talk about it. Then by chance, I came across the blog of Programming Random Thoughts, the man I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the man of legend, whose blog posts analyze a lot of the Communist Party's chaos and depth, as well as a lot of psychological content, and he also originated the name of the Zhao family for the CCP's powerful and influential people, and exposed the family industry and chain of interests of these powerful and influential people on GitHub, which triggered a letter from the officials to ask for deletion. Thanks to GitHub's backbone, not only did it not delete it, but also publicized it to the world, exposing the ugliness of the Communist Party. I myself, as a relatively kind person, see the news on a variety of unofficial will feel very disappointed. I remember one thing is the Chengdu 49 students fell down incident. The monitor appeared more than 9 minutes missing, and finally characterized as personal reasons for light, and in Hong Kong Zhou Zile abortion, only 8 seconds of the missing monitor, but was found to be the cause of death is doubtful, the 2 cases. Fully embodies the soundness of the legal system in Hong Kong, and the mainland's legal system is not perfect. The political system is not perfect, and the political system is not perfect. The mainland's legal system is imperfect and deeply influenced by politics.
After graduating for more than 5 years, I've been working at home off and on for nearly 2 years. A big reason for this is the disappointment with the unfree environment, and at the same time the negative confrontation with the unbalanced development of the local community, which leads to low wages and the lack of protection of legal rights and interests due to the absence of the labor sector. Eventually, I don't know where I learned about this thing called walking the line, and after a small period of preparation, explanation, and argument with my parents, I finally traveled across 10 countries to arrive at the United States on the other side of the ocean. On the way, I experienced being robbed at gunpoint by gangsters, losing $2,000 and my cell phone, but I made it through, and for me, I was willing to die out there, even if I ended up dying, as long as I could escape the pits. It's not just talk, I really do. Well, after all that rambling, that's it for the first installment. If anyone has had the patience to hear this, I'd like to say to you, you worked hard, and I'm glad that even if the road didn't go too well, and I wheeled around Mexico twice, I finally managed to make it to the US. Go for it.